What is going on, everybody? This is Gabriel Jones giving you a drop of sun any chance I get, and welcome to a special year-end video where I count down my favorite songs that I reacted to throughout 2023. It's amazing to get through another year of album reactions. Some of the video projects I put out this year were absolutely fabulous, and the albums that I took the time listening to turned out to be some of my favorites of the 2020s. While the music of 2023 on the Hot 100 wasn't exactly satisfactory, I did still enjoy what the year had to offer in music by looking outside of the charts. It goes to show that you'll always be able to find gems if you dig deep enough. And I'm very eager to show off my own collection. Now, to go over the rules, they're the same as last year's. Each song needs to have been a 2023 release. It must be something that I listened to for the first time on camera, and it needs to have been part of an album reaction. Because I hardly did any bonus videos this year, pretty much 90% of the songs will be eligible. But I think that's enough preamble, and now we get into my top 10 favorite songs that I reacted to in 2023. Number 10 is The Blue from Gracie Abrams' Good Riddance. Glad to start off this list with one of the year's most welcoming newcomers. In my video on Good Riddance, I praised Gracie's music for having the scale a Hollywood production would. It helps that her father is literally one of the most high-profile producers in entertainment. With The Blue serving as the second to last track on the album, it really feels like the climactic resolution of her story. Gracie is finally pursuing a new romance, not sure where it could go, but eager to see what could happen. You can hear Gracie's reluctance in pursuing this new relationship, but slowly realize that this guy might be the real deal. We see them exchange details about their personal lives, some quite unflattering, and they build a sense of trust with each other. I also have to appreciate Aaron Dessner's production, giving us a sweet guitar melody that carries the whole tune, and additional moments of pianos and violas piecing together the epic tale. While the chorus lacks a bit of substance, what makes up for it is the weight and emotion that Gracie displays. This is accompanied by the intense drums, which can resemble how the new feeling of love hits her like a tidal wave. For an album that can be murky, The Blue is a ray of light that basks the listener in warmth. With a Best New Artist nomination now under her belt, I can only bet Gracie Abrams is feeling less blue. Number 9 is All Mine from Kali Uchis' Red Moon and Venus. Red Moon and Venus was undoubtedly my favorite project to react to this year. Every song was stone perfect, and I refused to rank them for that video. I had a difficult choice between Blue and All Mine, but I ultimately picked All Mine. While the vulnerability of Blue gets to my heart, All Mine just puts my mind at ease. Plus, it's more gratifying to hear Kali sing about how overjoyed she is to satisfy her man that she has a real connection with. She tells other women they can't have her man because she's the only one who could show him true love. Her performance on this tune is also excellent. Like, she just sounds like she's having a splendid time, really feeling the love drip down her body, feeling sexy as she's singing about her night with her boyfriend. I gotta say, Don Toliver is a lucky man. Furthermore, the drum line is authentic, as if she's singing this to a live audience. It's also worth praising the keyboards, bass guitar, and cosmic melodies that happen in the final 30 seconds. The high-pitched melody she sings at the beginning and the final chorus just really puts you in the mood for a night of romance. Kali Uchis is one of the most special R&B singers in the business, and I really wish that this album got at least a few Grammy nominations. Number 8 is Honey from Troye Sivan's Something to Give Each Other. Now comes the entry whose album might have the most scandalous cover art I've ever shown on my channel. Well, Troye Sivan is no stranger to sensuality, and he certainly reached his artistic peak this year. While songs like Got Me Started and Rush had the most fanfare, I wanted to give more attention to Honey, one of the last songs on the album. Troy's having a night on the town where he and his boyfriend stroll through the streets, and he describes a certain magic that's possessing them both. He prays that this night with his special lover will be complete, bringing them up to a heaven he didn't even know could exist. You can feel the intimacy between the two as he sings lower on the chorus, and is fully in lust once the chorus hits. The sound of this song is also wrapped in a joyous spirit, from the acoustic guitar melody that brightens the mood, to the heavy bass that gets your heart pumping, to the backing vocalists faintly singing on the verses almost resembling angels, to the shrill melodies that make you feel as if you're being hypnotized. I always knew Troye Sivan was a pioneer of pop music, but I never expected him to craft something this iconic. I respect how his music is friendly to people of all sexualities, and I can only see his status going up from here. Number 7 is Capable of Love from Pink Pantheress' Heaven Knows. I'm noticing a trend where I enjoy an album's second to last track the most, But honestly, can you blame me? And this is just another fabulous entry in that category. This song shows Pink doing everything she can to keep her relationship afloat because she believes there's still some life in it. The boy, however, doesn't seem too invested, and so he ignores Pink repeatedly, pushing back their dates and saying the relationship isn't that deep. She's left soaking in her own grief, but can't seem to let go. She stays trapped in the delusion that this could all work, because if she lets go, she won't be able to experience love the same way she did when this relationship first began. It's very haunting in its sound, and that's largely thanks to the drumline consistent throughout. What also makes this song killer is the guitar melodies that give Capable of Love so much intensity, especially when it hits its solo. The added sound effects also do so much to bring us into the story, like the scratching of the paper when Pink and her uncommitted boyfriend are scheduling their dates, and the chirping of birds indicating that she's taking a stroll in the daytime, ironic to the subject matter. Finally, the church bells gorgeously play us out, almost simulating a reality Pink is chasing, but is sadly unattainable. Overall, it's some wonderful work from PinkPantheress, and I will be cursing the Recording Academy in her honor. Number 6 is Ballad of a Homeschooled Girl, from Olivia Rodrigo's Guts. Y'all know I can't have a best list without Olivia Rodrigo. Like, come on. While plenty of her ballads are well constructed, I wanted to choose one of her more lighthearted tracks, and Ballad of a Homeschooled Girl takes the cake. The song immediately kicks into high gear with its shreddy guitars, eventually transitioning into fuzzy bass lines, and it's all carried by bombastic drumming. The song plays so much like a high school comedy, with Olivia portraying the awkward, quirky main character. I respect Ballad of a Homeschooled Girl so much because I'm someone who deals with social anxiety very often, fearing that I'm not doing enough to impress people with my conversational skills. What's charming about Olivia's song is how she's able to infuse comedy with the topic. Googling how to interact with others, complaining that all of her romantic interests are gay, and just showing some raging frustration. That can help plenty of people her age cope with their struggles. Even by the end, when she admits that she can't think of a third rhyme, Olivia delivers it with such comical angst. I gotta say, the years she spent acting on High School Musical, the series, really strengthened her acting abilities. Olivia continues to lead rock music into the future, becoming the star of a new, fresh era. Number 5 is Therapy from Maisie Peters' The Good Witch. It was truly a pleasure to cover Maisie Peters finally in a full-length video. While I'm still mystified by the anthemic Wendy, I'm giving the flowers to Therapy. For one, I appreciate how fast-paced the tempo is, making for an upbeat sound that contrasts with Maisie's heartbreaking lyrics. She establishes that her boyfriend left her, and is hurt by the fact that his absence is forcing her to seek mental health treatment, even though in her words, he swore she'd never have to endure that. She can't understand why he would abandon her, and it's pushing her to her breaking point. When Maisie projects her worries onto the music, it makes for a wonderful experience. I really admire how the song relies heavily on pianos, because it paints the dread Maisie is feeling as a result of being dumped. What hooks you in the most, though, are the ascending piano keys that play at the end of each pre-chorus, building excitement within the listener. The jumpy guitars and slick drumming also deserve to be hailed. The shining moment in Therapy is the bridge, where Maisie gives a jaw-dropping performance, letting the anguish pierce through as if it's making her dizzy, and you're right there to feel the heartache with her. The Good Witch was a thrilling follow-up to You Signed Up for This, and I enjoyed being charmed by Maisie's magic once again. Number 4 is East Side of Sorrow, from Zach Bryan's self-titled album. I wasn't too deep in Zach Bryan's craft before, but thanks to my buddy Fanstar, I can now say that I finally get his appeal. His self-titled album has too many great tracks to offer, including Overtime, Hey Driver, and the chart-topping I Remember Everything. But the song to connect with me the most was East Side of Sorrow. What's always impressed me about Zach is how elaborately he can share harrowing details about his life, specifically when his mother passed away in the hospital. We then see how he copes with the serious loss, drinking until 6 in the morning and cursing at God. The guitar sells just how gloomy everything is, and you feel the hopelessness that Zach does. But when the chorus hits, you feel this beam of light shine down at you, indicating that your life will get better if you just stay positive. Everything begins to illuminate as you find a way to grapple with your trauma. The true MVP on this song has to be the trumpist, creating a triumphant sound, giving you a strong feeling of confidence. I also love the rapid drums and touch of banjos, giving us a true Americana sound. With all the discourse and controversy surrounding country music in 2023, Zach Bryan is an artist the genre needs, and I expect him to continue rising like the sun. Number 3 is Freak Me Now from Jessie Ware's That Feels Good. While the future nostalgia era might be over, the decade still has some 70s throwback jams to offer, and Jessie Ware is a part of that mission. So much of That Feels Good just feels like a celebration of life. The song I find myself returning to the most is Freak Me Now. A straightforward jam about falling for a guy, Jessie sounds in awe at her new love, requesting to dance with him till they enter the afterlife, groove until they set aflame, and enjoy each other's company. A great disco song should bring as much charisma to the lyrics as it can, and Jessie is able to deliver. Once you hear those moans and grunts in the first 10 seconds, you're instantly set in the party atmosphere. The bass guitar has the funk to get your tail moving. The tightly controlled beat is ferocious, adding the right amount of intensity to the tune. The backing vocalists sound lively as it enters the final chorus. Most of all, I adore Clarence Coffey Jr. rapping on the bridge, almost playing the role of a DJ amping up the partygoers. Never in a million years did I expect R&B singer Jessie Ware to try her hand at disco. Well, I ain't complaining one bit, cause she is shining like a pearl. Number 2 is Save My Life from Niall Horan's The Show. It is baffling to find a song like Save My Life on an album that's just passable. I didn't love The Show when I talked about it in June, but this was easily the standout song for me. Niall sings about being smitten by his newly found lover, to the point where he's claiming that she's his reason to live. That can be an extreme declaration, but when he makes it over this music, I believe him. The absolute joy Niall Horan sings with is unmatched. Like, I don't think I've ever heard him sound this happy on his albums before. Along with a stellar performance, we have an upbeat, cheery production that's complete with tubas, flutes, trumpets, and even flugelhorns. The glue that holds everything together is the high-pitched keyboard, taking you on a ride as you're overcome with happiness. You're immediately into it once the keyboard bursts in with the drums. Then, of course, the saxophone, which is just a beautiful work of art. See, this is how you take your listeners to heaven, let me tell you. I can imagine that his fans have a fun time with Save My Life at live shows, because I know I certainly would. While I wouldn't call Niall Horan my favorite One Direction member, I can say concretely this is his best song to date. And number 1 on my list is Crave from Paramore's This Is Why. When I listened to Crave for the first time, I knew instantly it would be number 1 on this list. I fell in love with the guitar riff that plays throughout, resembling a bittersweet feeling. I enjoy the framing of Hayley Williams and her bandmates lying in a meadow somewhere, taking in the perfect atmosphere. I admire the bass guitar, adding solemnness to the whole tune, the drums that add a lovely intensity. It's nothing short I would expect from the trio. However, what makes this song truly special is Hayley reflecting on her journey as a musician. You can feel the memories of the band flashing right before your eyes. The concerts they've played, the awards they've garnered, the drama that came between each member, and Hayley Williams solidifying herself as one of the greatest rock stars of all time. As someone who continues to age and find his life passing by, it can be a hard feeling to look back on all the choices you've made and how they helped form the person you are today. Memories can be funny, painful, heartbreaking, but also inspiring. Everything you look back on helps you develop from a few drops of paint on the canvas to a full-on masterpiece that any human being can take something from. Hayley singing about the past, present, and future all connecting with each other is a bridge that needs to be preserved throughout time. I know I joked about how I love the second to last song on an album, but I am genuine when I say this is the one I appreciate the most. It's a song that captures what I'm feeling in life right now, and what I think I'll continue to feel as I move forward. And there you have it, folks, my top 10 favorite songs that I reacted to throughout 2023. Honestly, I wish I could gush more about the music I explored throughout this year, but I wanted to make a list of 10, confine it, and that is where I think I will wrap up today. Thank you guys so much for joining me on this video, and if you followed me throughout the year 2023, I appreciate that also. This was quite a year where a lot of ups and downs took place, but I'm hoping that 2024 will look up. I am very eager to see what that year will offer in music, and I just cannot stop smiling because I am feeling pretty hopeful. In the meantime, if you want to follow me on social media, be sure to check out my Blue Sky, my Twitter, my Twitch, and my TikTok. Links will be in the description. And that is where we're wrapping up for today and for 2023. My name is Gabriel Jones, and the sun may be setting, but I hope you're able to soak up those drops. Take care, and have a great New Year's.